Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to Farming Simulator 19, and welcome back to Geiselsberg map. Welcome back to I didn't put any of my toys away. I kid, I actually brought all my toys out. We need to, oh my goodness, there goes my voice. I'm a real boy. I don't know what it is about recording my voice. I talk all the time. I talk all the time on the phone, I talk to clients, and my voice is fine. I start recording and my voice goes away. Funny that. Right, what the hell are we doing here? Okay, so we harvested this field. We left a straw swath. We're going to pick that straw swath up and take it over to our loft and see how that whole mechanism works. Because I haven't used it yet. And then we're going to, let's get this back on. There's that. Then we're going to, depending on how much straw we get picked up, we're going to spread a little fert right quick. And then we're going to get our subsoiler going, and then if we have time, we're going to take our hook lift truck up to one of the grain cell points and get some grain celled. That is the plan. It won't work out that way, but that is the plan. Right, how's everybody doing? It's Monday for me, it's Tuesday for you. Oh, it's going to be an exciting week of gaming. It really is. It really is. We've got, carefully, we've got, let me see, we want this right here. We've got Geiselsberg today, Tuesday for you. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we're going to have another Train Sim World DLC for Wednesday, and I believe that's going to be the second to the last one. That might even be the last one. But that is going to be one of the last DLC before Train Sim World 2020 drops, which is set to happen on the 15th, and I did see, getting my cruise control set here with tweeze hands, I did see that the route is going to be, they're calling it the Peninsula Corridor, which I want to say is from like San Francisco down to San Jose. It's up in the Bay Area, and it's going to be at least about 40 miles, and it could be a maximum, some people are saying, of 77 miles, as that's how long the real route is. Route, however you say it, however you particularly say it. And it's going to have freight, and it's going to have passenger, and it's going to have some very cool and unique locos that are not in the sim right now. Which I know some people, including me, were a little bit, we were worried they were going to repurpose some of the locos that we've already got from CSX Heavy Haul and, what was the other one? Northeast Corridor. But it looks like that is not the case. So super happy about that. And it also looks like if you own Train Sim World, you automatically own Train Sim World 2020. And it will just, for everybody who does own the game, it will be an update. And for everybody else, it will be a standalone game or bundle that you can buy. And it looks like there's going to be some new bundles of content. They're going to move some things around. Initially, the game was just CSX Heavy Haul. That was the only route that you got. And there have been various iterations over the, oh, that's a big hump of straw. There have been various iterations, like over the past, whatever, year and a half, that depending on when you bought base game, that would determine what routes were included in it. They're going to shuffle those around one more time. Unfortunately, because they're kind of expensive. Fortunately, I've bought now all the DLC for Train Sim World, whatever, a dozen routes and locos. Oh, I'm an idiot. But either way, that doesn't apply to me because, like I said, I already got everything. So that is what's going on there. And then I'm already seeing, big hump of straw. I'm already seeing seasons maps being released, and I'm really hoping that Greenwich Official is released soon. I have an unofficial conversion. I'm not using it. I'm not bringing it to the channel because that ain't fair. And I want to be a good YouTuber. Carefully, right there. Yeah, I want to be a good YouTuber. I do, and I think that's, it's easy to do the right thing when the right thing is not possible, or reverse that. It's easy to do the right thing when the wrong thing is not an option. Well, piece of cake. Look at me. I did the right thing. Well, you didn't have a choice. So, we've got these unauthorized maps floating around right now, and I have a choice. I could bring one on the channel and get those views and get those likes because so few people have them. I could do that. That'd be the wrong thing to do. And that's not, the channel's growing right now. And that is not something that I want to do at this time. Well, it's not something that I want to do ever. But I particularly don't want to do it right now as the channel is growing. I don't want to sort of set the tone for the future of the channel by doing something kind of shady like that. Kind of greasy. So we'll wait, and they'll be here soon. But they are arriving as we speak. I'm seeing more and more seasons maps every day. So super happy about that. You know what? We're at 92%, and we're down at this end of the field already. Let's just drop this off. First time we're going to do this. I've never used this hayloft before. I imagine it's just the script from either the base game or even the 17 placeable hayloft. Moment, please. Is there even a placeable hayloft in 19? I don't even know. Let's set the brake and take a look. Objects. Silos. Yeah, there sure is. So I'm curious if it's just the script, and it could even be some of the models and textures from that one. But I'm sure it'll work fine. Now, let me tell you something, because looking right there, I'll swing it over. 12 o'clock, right between the two doors, is a little Cavernaland broadcast spreader. I don't know if you're on this map. I don't know if it's just me, the way I have things set up, mod conflict, who knows. But I can't empty lime and fertilizer out of my spreaders. It just does not happen. It says something not allowed to happen here. And I've tried it all over the map. I've tried it places that I own, places that I don't own. I can't get it to unload, which is why we bought that little Brettle spreader that's on the MB track right now. We sort of had to. So there's the pipe. I think this thing is what we want to back up to. Yeah, that's going to be tricky. I hope our thing isn't too big. And I just noticed, I hadn't really thought about this, but I suppose we could store bales right in here. Yeah, maybe we could. Okay. We'll think about that later. So yeah, if you know a trick to unload lime or fertilizer out of a spreader, please do let me know, because at the moment I can't figure it out. All right, here goes. And this may take, we may need to swing this around. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Steering axle. Oh, nope. Steering axle is my nemesis. If you're new to the channel, steering axle, me and steering axle, we go way back. That was not a pun, by the way. Right, so we go right through there. Oh, careful. Careful. And then on the front. Oh, this is... All right, it doesn't need to be that close. You know what? Let's get it a little closer. Ah! In the interest of realism, let's get it a little closer to our pickup point. Right there. Okay. Right button Y. There we go. Did it hit something? Yeah, I think it did. Okay. It unloads fairly quickly. And now the next question, and we'll find this out maybe next episode, the episode after. Next question is, can we put straw into our food mixer from this pipe? Because if we can, then we'll put in a couple silage bales, we'll put in a couple hay bales, and then we'll come down here and we'll top off with straw, and we will only ever top off the exact amount that the feed mixer can take. Because if let's say it's 18,000 liters, right? You put in 2 silage bales, that's 8,000 liters. You put in 2 hay bales, that's 8,000 liters. That gives you 16. Your straw bale is 4,000 liters, right? If you put it in there, it will take it to 18, but you will have essentially wasted 2,000 liters of straw. Now, that's not terribly expensive, but it's just kind of the principle of the thing. You hate to waste. I hate to waste. So if you can go down there with the food mixer, feed mixer, however you say it, whatever you prefer. If you head down there with the feed mixer, then you can only add as much straw as you need, but only if you can add it directly to the trigger that sits on top of the feed mixer, and I don't know if we can necessarily do that. It may work, it may not. I know in the past sometimes it has, sometimes it hasn't. So we'll see. We will see. And I don't know if we're going to do this whole field. You know, I don't want to do it all, but I feel like if we do get all this straw picked up, then we can quick throw a layer of fert, then we can set our subsoiler to work on a worker, a hired worker, and we can lift the pickup. Then we can take our grain down and sell it. So let's see. Let's see how we do on time. We'll just go for a while, and then we'll reassess maybe. I don't know. And you know, it's pouring rain where I am. The landscapers were here briefly at like 6 a.m. and then they bounced. And I thought, fantastic. It's raining. They can't work. I'll be able to record. It's still raining, and they just came back and started working. They got the leaf blowers going. I can't win. Right. Big pile of straw right there. We'll get most of that. I don't worry about the little tiny bits, you know. Here's me talking a few minutes ago about how I don't like to waste. Oh, jackknife. Steering axle. Oh, steering axle. There's me talking about how I don't like to waste, and then I'll leave a bunch of straw on the field and say it's too much of a pain to gather up every last little bit of it. Right, so we go over here. Drop the pickup. And then there was something else that was set to happen this week. There was another something was supposed to happen that I was looking forward to. For August, we've got, what was it? We've got Train Sim World. We've got Seasons Maps. Was there something else? Am I forgetting something? Well, we've got one more DLC for Train Sim World. Then we've got Train Sim World 2020. Then we've got Seasons Maps. Was there something else? I could have swore I had something else on my list. I forgot. What are you going to do? All right, so we go here now. Back on. We go here. Yeah, this thing's not super, super big, but I think we're going to have... if this is 35,000, so we'll have 70,000, which is approximately... 70,000 liters of straw is approximately, what, 15 bales? I mean, that's not nothing. And we don't... Interesting. I'm also wondering, can you put loose straw in the straw blower, or is that only a bale shredder? Will that only take bales as a type? Curious. And do you have to... Can you only introduce straw into the stalls via the shredder, or can you just spread loose straw in there like from a bucket? So if we were to take a tipper, take it under the pipe at the hayloft, fill it with straw, dump it out in the yard, and then use a bucket or a rake to scoop it up, right? Could we then just put that directly into one of our barns? Or would we, is there an intermediate step? Can we only use it to make food, or can we somehow get it into the barns, into the sheds? I'm curious. I guess we'll find out next episode. Not next episode. Let's do it the one after that. Next episode, let's seed or plant. Because we'll get this field, we'll get a layer of fert, and we'll get the subsoiler going. And then next episode, we can, I don't know, do something else to it. And I don't think, it's going to be close, but I don't think we're going to be able to quite get the rest of this straw in here. So what we'll do is we'll go tip one more time. There goes my voice. We'll go tip one more time. We'll come back here and gather up the rest of the straw, but we won't tip that. We'll just park this thing up and throw some fert right quick and then get our subsoiler going. Yeah, that's our plan. That is our plan. So, man, I wish I could remember the other thing that I wanted to do in August. I can't remember. You want to know something funny? I'll tell you something funny whether you want to know it or not. I have not touched this game since the minute I turned it off at the end of our last Geiselsberg episode. I have been racing. I've been racing motorcycles primarily like a lunatic. I have been just absolutely buried in MotoGP 19, MXGP Pro, and Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game 2. And then F1, of course. But I have been racing so much. I've been racing so much, and those motorcycle games, man, particularly the motocross ones, wow, they are like a carpal tunnel generator. If you want to like mess your thumbs up, woo, play some motocross games. I just haven't been able to get enough of them. It's crazy. So I have really not been in farm sim a lot. In fact, yesterday, I got somebody hit me up on Discord and said, "Hey man, we're jumping in MP. Join us." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll be there shortly. Let me finish this race." I was racing at the Hungaroring in F1 2018, and that race wiped me out. Man, I finally bumped my AI up to master level, and it's physically, I wouldn't say it's exhausting. That's too strong a word. And I work out too much, and I try to stay fit. You know, to use a word like exhausting for a video game that doesn't suit me. I don't like the way that sounds, but it does mentally and physically. Like, I can feel it when I'm done. I've got my force feedback cranked up to 100%, so I am wrenching this wheel back and forth. And the Hungaroring at that difficulty, you just have to throw the car. It is controlled chaos. You are just throwing the car left and right for a minute and a half every lap. Get to the straight, catch your breath, speak to your crew chief, and then immediately start throwing the car around again. And it really does drain me. When I'm done with a race, I need to, have myself a little Diet Coke and a sit down for a minute. It's not the same feeling that I had when I would finish a mountain bike race, because the physical exhaustion and the physical pain is not there, but it's similar. The mental state is similar. You've been concentrating so hard for so long, and then suddenly you're not, and it's a different kind of feeling for sure. So when I got done with that, the idea of hopping on multiplayer was like, nah, no, that's not going to happen. I need a moment to gather myself, and by the time I had gathered myself, they were done for the evening. So it's just been all racing here. Man, I really want to bring racing back to the channel. I really, really do. But I've said this many times. Having made almost 600 videos now, I have a very clear understanding of at least what a bad video is. I don't necessarily know how to make a good video, but I definitely know what a bad video looks like. So it's hard to say, for me, it's hard to say when I've made a good video, but I can easily see when I've made a bad video, and that one gets deleted immediately. Off you go. And it's probably, I'd say it's maybe one video out of 20 or 30. I look at it and it's like, nope, there's no way I'm putting that on the channel. And when I look at the history of the channel, when I look back at the videos that I've made, probably the first 400, easily, the first 400, I would just delete straight away. They're terrible. But, you got to start somewhere. And I'm leaving them up to remind myself where I started. But as many times as I've tried in the recent past to make a race video to post for you, there has not been a single one that I looked at when it was done and was like, oh yeah, that's interesting. That's compelling. It's really, really hard to make a race video. If you want to check out good race videos, check out Arava, and that's Aarava. He does F1. Check out Arava, or check out Tiamat Marduk, which is TIAMET MARDUK. Tiamat Marduk. They do F1 almost exclusively, and man, those cats get it. Like, they know how to do it. I don't know why I'm parking this way over here. As far as I'm driving to park this thing up, I could have just driven it to the yard, and now we're twice as far away, but whatever. We were at this end of the field. I don't know. Not everything I do makes sense. Right, set the brake. We're going to leave it running because it was working hard. And we're going to walk around here, and we're going to walk, not run. Let's back up our hook lift trailer just a little bit to get it out of the way. We'll do 2 rows of fert to, man, I wish I knew what was going on with my voice. We'll do 2 rows of fert so we have enough for our subsoiler to work on, you know, to cut into the soil. And we will get that going, and then we will, let's put this right back here between these 2 bushes. Right back here, set the brake, turn it off. Let's go hop in the MB track. So yeah, that's you get what I'm saying. It's tricky, and I wouldn't be comfortable putting a video like that up at the moment. But someday. This thing has 3,000 liters of fert in it, and we don't really have a front weight on here. We got the bracket on. We got our little quick load bracket, but that's all we got. So this is going to be, we're going to need to be a little bit careful because we are light on the front axle. So we're spraying. Here we go. Yeah, we'll just do 2 rows, I think, will be enough space for the, wow, we could scoot over a little bit. This thing has some throw on it, man. Holy smokes. Maybe we'll only need to do 2 rows. So we'll do just enough for our subsoiler to get started, and then we'll hop in the hook lift, find out where the best place to sell grain. Best price? Yeah, that's a word. We'll find out where the best place to sell grain is, and we'll get that sold. Try to minimize our overlap here. Right down here. Back here. Yeah, that's that'll be plenty for our subsoiler to work on. All right, so we go here. And we go here. You know, let's just finish it. We're close enough to the edge of the field. Let's just finish it. Why not? We're also going to have some very green, lush, fertile grass over on the left. All right, so we go right here. I thought about moving our 9 series, and I suppose in hindsight I should have, but, you know, sometimes you forget things. I'll take this right down here. Right about here. And now this is done. And our grass fields, I think I mentioned this last episode, maybe I did not, but they are all double fertilized with lime. They can't be plowed. Well, I mean, they can be. You can plow up your grass fields and then replant the grass to get the plow buff. And I know grass is a little bit different in the way that it handles fertilizer. Like, it always keeps one layer, whereas arable fields, when you harvest them, they go back to 0 layers. But for some reason, is this? Let me know if this is true or not. For some reason, I think if you plow and then plant grass, it does not need to be replowed. You keep the 10% bonus. Oh, it's only 10%. I don't sweat it. All right, let's put this thing over here in our little verge. We're going to lower that. We're going to set the brake. Turn that off. Was not working very hard. Through a pine tree. And let's get going here. So up in here. You know, I'm running manual attaching. We have not attached anything, so you didn't see it. We are running manual attaching, and I think I might get rid of that. I like it, but I don't know if it's good for YouTube. I don't. It's I think it's distracting, and I think it sort of ruins the chi. It ruins the flow. Right. So if we go here, we want a dumb worker. Right, like so and like so. Completed their task. No, they didn't. How about now? There we go. They just needed to be out of the grass. Right. Okay, so we're at the correct end of the field. Let's get in our hook lift, get this warmed up, take some grain up and sell it, and I will show you what this grain body on the back is doing that is causing me a little frustration, right? This is wheat in here. Baywa is the best price. Yeah, it is. Brake is off. Here we go. And I believe Baywa we get to, we can go, yep, it's this one right down here. We're going to take a left up this little farm road. We'll cut through the woods, and then we'll pop out right on the highway right down near the Baywa. And I'll show you what this thing is doing that is making me wonder if I shouldn't get rid of it. And there's another truck I kind of have my eye on. I like the hook lift. I'm a big fan of ridiculous trucks, 4 axles, 5 axles, you know, giant farm lorries and that sort of thing. So I'd like for this to work. And there's always the base game IT runner grain body we could put on it. I know that one works. But this mod contest one, I'm always willing to say that it's a mod conflict and that it's essentially my fault and there's nothing wrong with the mod. But at the same time, I know there were a couple mods that disappeared from the mod contest right after they were posted because they were completely broken and didn't work at all. So not every mod in the mod contest is without flaw. It's a nice mod. I like it. I haven't used the slurry sprayer yet. So that could be, you know, who knows, that could be a hot mess. But it's a good looking mod and it seems to have some thought and effort put into it. But there is, at least this grain body, seems to have a problem. It could be a mod conflict. It could be broken. I don't know. But we'll give it one more try, and if it doesn't work, then we'll get rid of it. Now, on the other hand, and in fairness, it's a problem that only presents itself when you're trying to empty it, for me so far, at a grain sell point. I don't know if it happens equally at grain storage points, but bottom line is that we don't do that very often, and even when we do sell at a sell point, it's a very small percentage of the total time that we're spending in farm sims. So if it is a problem, it's a problem that we wouldn't have to deal with for more than a few seconds every now and then. And in the meantime, we would get this cool grain body. So I don't know, man. I can talk myself into or out of anything. I can talk myself into and out of the same thing at the same time. That takes talent. That ain't easy. I also realized I ran out of coffee just before I started recording. As we were driving here, I reached up for my coffee cup. Figured I'd get some coffee and see if it could sort out my voice. And sure enough, coffee cup is empty. So that's another thing I'll have to be aware of. You know, it's unbelievable the things that I do when I get ready to record. Like as far as the steps that I have to take, there's probably 15 things that I do in this office to get ready to record. And every time I review an episode, I hear something in the background and think, oh man, you gotta take care of that sound as well. So there are a lot of, and I'm not like, I don't want like special recognition for it or anything. For me, it's funny, again, to know how many YouTubers I follow, how many gamers I follow on YouTube, and then to start doing this and realize like all the steps that they must take to get ready to record, and they make it look easy. I love it. Right, so when we come here, if we select our grain body, right button Y to unload. Here we go. That's what it does. It stops again almost immediately, and I don't know why. So we need to just keep tapping it. Just tap it. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's because it's on this truck. I don't know, but it's not the coolest thing. We'll be done in a minute. This is some quality YouTube you're seeing right here. Remember what I was saying earlier about bad videos? Yeah. So once we get this figured out, I guess I could test it on another hook lift or test it on the... I mean, it comes with its own IT runner style hook lift trailer. So I guess I could put it on there and see if it does it. I don't want to blame the mod maker. I don't want to say the mod is broken. And it turns out it's just me being a bonehead. You know, and I'm like, oh, well, let's get rid of this mod. It's the worst. And it turns out there's nothing wrong with it at all. I don't want to do that. This could be nice. Where's the sun at? That's right there. Let's get this parked up, and we'll use this for a little screenshot. Oh, beautiful with this tree. This could be our winner right here. So we're going to park this, do that, do that. We're going to hop out here, come back around here, moonwalk, come right over here. And there's your thumbnail, folks. Thanks for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 19. This is the Geiselsberg map, and we'll see you next time. Take care now.